Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today I'm going to do a violin review for you, and it's going to be the Stentor Student I violin, which is this one you see here. I'm just going to mention before I start that, or before I go any further, that they have product codes to them. So this is otherwise known as the 1400. So some of you guys in the US might know this as the Stentor 1400 violin, or in the UK they are more commonly known as their names, i.e. the Stentor Student I, for example. So they are exactly the same violin, so the 1400 is the same as the Stentor I. Exactly the same thing. So these violins are available in from a variety of places in the UK. I'll list some of them in the links underneath so you can click directly on them. If not, I'll list the names of the shops where you can buy them. So you can buy them from a variety of places all over the UK and in America as well. But again, links will be underneath. And to give you a rough idea on price, depending on where you buy it from, I've kind of taken like an average kind of price. In the UK, the 1400 is approximately £95. In America, it's about $179. But like I said, it just depends on where you're going. So, according to the Stentor website, or according to the company themselves, this is what they say, which I'm just going to read here. Stentor are the leading manufacturer of student stringed orchestral instruments worldwide. We are also the UK's leading independent distributor of musical instruments, developing and representing some of the best quality musical brands. We supply the music retail trade in the UK and Ireland with a wide range of quality instruments, parts and accessories. So that's what the company say about themselves. I'm also have my iPad here, so I'm going to tell you what they say about this violin, which I'm going to review for you. They say it's carved from solid tone woods, solid carved spruce front, solid carved maple back and ribs. So I'll show you the back. The back looks like it's a two-piece to me. So this is the back. Solid carved maple neck, mid-brown varnish, blackened rosewood fingerboard, high quality dark rosewood pegs, composite tailpiece with integral adjusters, a good student wood bow with ebony frog, and light case with safety reflectors. So that's what they say about the violin. So I'm going to give you a quick demo, play a couple of pieces so you can hear what that sounds like, and then I'm going to go through some pros and cons and the summary. Okay, so I'm going to start with some pros. I like the look, I like the feel of this, the colour's really nice. I really love the boxwood chin rest and the matching boxwood. Actually, they're not calling it boxwood, I think they're actually calling it rosewood. But it still looks really nice as well, and it suits with the mid brown varnish that you've got there. Feels really nice, feels quite lightweight. The quality looks really good as well, so for the money, just under £100 or about $179, $180, this is really nice. Yeah, it looks and it does look and feel quite nice as well. The bridge is quite nice. The bridge is leveled very nicely as well, so I'm not hitting any other strings, or I'm not having to work very hard to try not to hit any other strings. So yeah, it all seems good to me. Negative points or cons. Not very many, just the strings probably. Which I pretty much always say on standard violins. The strings are absolutely fine to be going with. However, if you just want a little bit more out of your strings, so if you don't want to have to work quite so hard with the strings, with the factory strings that you get on here, just remember it's just all in the price, isn't it? So if you're only playing a small amount, then you're only going to be getting kind of the factory kind of standard strings. But it is definitely worth putting a nicer set of strings on here. Some people have said that, you know, it's not worth it buying a cheap violin and then spending loads of money putting strings on. You might as well just have put that money and together and bought the next violin up. But it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes just because the next violin up is more expensive doesn't mean to say that it's actually better than the one you've got. Sometimes if you just spend a little bit of money just kind of pimping and tarting up the violin that you've already got, you can actually get something very nice out of that. So that it doesn't always work that way. It's not always correct. I don't believe so anyway. So I think if you put a nice set of dominants on this, or Parastro tonicas if you can, or even D'Addario preludes, they're quite affordable. If you put some of that, I'll put some links in the description bar underneath as to what might be a good recommendation for strings. So you absolutely don't have to, but I think if you do, it will improve things. The only thing when I'm playing the kind of, I suppose it's kind of a bit biased because I'm playing higher end sort of pieces, and obviously my technique is far better than a beginner, because I've been playing it for a lot longer, of course, but I'm just having to work a little bit harder to get what I want out of the strings. So as a beginner, you probably wouldn't even notice that anyway, but you will notice that the strings will be a bit brighter, they will be a bit warmer, they will be a little bit more responsive, so you will get more out of the strings. You won't necessarily get so much out of the violin itself because the violin is the violin. At this kind of money, you're not paying for, you know, a warm tone, a rounded tone, a velvet tone, a deeper tone, nothing like that, because you're not going to get it at that kind of money. But for this sort of price, you are looking for more of the quality. So, i.e. the cheaper it is, the more scratchier it is. But this isn't scratchy at all, and that is the number one thing with this. If you put some strings on there, you will get some warmth coming from the strings, but again, not necessarily from the violin. So there isn't a tone, there isn't a flavour with the violin, which isn't a negative point or a bad point. It's just more of a fact. But like I say, some strings will increase, you know, whatever the violin has got, and you will get something out of the strings there. So yeah, that's probably the only really the only negative point with this. I can't think of anything else. Another pro was that the tuning was very nice as well. I didn't have any problems with the pegs. Didn't take me very long to tune at all. Just a quick little notch on some of the pegs, and then I just finished it off with the fine tuners. They work lovely. So yeah, everything's quite good with this. So in summary, I'd say this would be lovely for a beginner. This would suit a beginner. This would probably suit a maybe an advanced beginner as well, or maybe you used to play the violin several years ago, you haven't got your violin anymore because you've moved house, or you know, you just can't find it in that black hole where things just disappear into you can never get them back again. So this might be something that you might like to have. So it's a nice, decent, good quality violin that looks and sounds quite nice. The price is really good and everything. So this might be for you until you wanted to upgrade to something better. I don't think you'd be disappointed with this sort of thing. So yeah, for an intermediate player, I don't think this would probably be enough. I think you'd probably want something with a bit more, but Stentor do a conservatoire violin. I'll put a link to the playlist where you can see all these violins as well. So something like that might be for you, and you'll just get a little bit more out of that. You'll notice it's more responsive, the strings are going to be a bit better, everything is just going to be a little bit better about it. So yeah, so that's what I think of the Stentor I violin. Don't forget, click all the links underneath and all the other violin reviews and that kind of thing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.